we're going to talk about the 10 delivery principles today. The first delivery principle is to set the stage. What do you think that means? Set the stage. Well, it really doesn't have anything to do with getting the stage set up. It's getting yourself set up. So you want to grasp the audience's attention before you ever open your mouth. Let's talk a little bit about that. There's a lot that goes into creating a speech. When do you think that the speech begins? Any ideas? Many people say that the speech begins when you walk up to the stage. Other people believe it begins when you walk into the room that day. I say that the speech begins when you accept the responsibility of giving that message to an audience. And here's why. When you walk into the room, if you took responsibility and you worked really hard to make that speech happen, you will have an aura of confidence. You will be able to say that in your nonverbal language instead of being haphazard and stressed, looking like you're disheveled because you're not ready to give the message. So be prepared. Understand that when you walk in, if you've done your job, you will carry that confidence with you. When you walk in and you're not prepared, you say to the entire audience, I'm not ready for today, I didn't prepare. How many times in your life do you think that you're going to have the opportunity to impress an audience? Probably not too many. What, maybe 5 times, 10 times? For those people who go through college and have a lot of presentations, maybe a few more, but most people don't have this many opportunities to get in front of an audience and really do their best and impress an audience. When you do, you want to put everything that you can into it so that you come out of the experience better for having done it instead of perhaps ashamed or embarrassed that you didn't do your best. I say the night before, have anything that you need printed out, have your outfit ready. The day of it, you want to be able to relax and walk in focused on that message getting to your audience. So be prepared. Avoid the procrastination and stress that can come from not being prepared. Once you are in the room and it's your turn to actually go in front of the audience, be sure that you walk up with confidence and you control your energy, your breathing, and walk to the front of the audience with confidence. Once you're there, settle yourself. Look at the entire audience. You want to be sure that you get every single pair of eyes on you, that they've settled in. I call it that they surrender, that they give you their undivided attention. Once you have that attention, you want to hold it as a precious thing in the palm of your hands. What you want to say to them as you stand up there, you ask quietly. You don't say, hey, pay attention up here. Once you're up there, you want to look at the audience members. You want to give them eye contact. Look at each and every one. Wait for them to settle in and be ready to hear your words. What I say in my mind, I worked really hard on this. Please give me your undivided attention. Now, I don't say that out loud, but I say it like with my body and with my presence, and I really ask that they give me their undivided attention. Have you ever thought about it that we teach people how we want to be treated? I think that's a really true statement, and nowhere is it more true than when you're speaking to an audience. If I start a speech and just get up there and go, and I don't wait for people to pay attention to me, I tell them that they don't have to pay attention all the way through the speech. But if I stand there and I confidently collect myself and I wait, and then I begin, that tells them that, hey, I've got something worth hearing, and they probably will give me their attention much more so than if I just started and nervously went into the entire speech. This is the concept of setting the stage. You want to be able to know your first line. Memorize that so that you don't have to look down. This is what happens, is people go up there and they have their cards in their hand and they do this at the stage. They're happy that they get it, and then they look down and they break that connection. Don't break that connection. establish that great connection with your audience, and then begin your speech with confidence. Now remember, the first line that you say to an audience is always the most important. Why? Because you want to get their attention. If you can get them to listen and get them interested right off the bat, you won't have to gain it later on after you've started. I like to look at it like it's a train taking off from the platform. And I mean, don't you want to be on the train when it takes off rather than running to chase it after it's left the station? So when you begin your speech, make sure that all of your audience is on board. You can take off and they will go with you on that journey.